when they've been diving into these H-1B visas and they're looking at these companies. Tesla is one of them. They fired a lot of American workers and replaced it with foreigners. Why? It's cheaper. They get foreign workers for less money. So he stands there and he talks about how great this program is. Sure, it's enriched a lot of CEOs and a lot of companies because they got rid of the American worker that cost too much money. And they have the nerve. I've experienced myself this 30 some odd years, 20 some odd years ago. They have the nerve to have you train these people before they fire you.
Yeah, which is insane.
Right. So Musk knows this. The H-1B, which is different than the two, but the visa program, the way it was set up, has been totally abused by these companies because it's only supposed to be those rare individuals from another country where you cannot possibly get that level of expertise, like an Einstein, right? Or a Oppenheimer.
But then I would ask,
We ain't
Mom,
getting that from India. We ain't getting that from China. We're
but how do you
getting
know
just
that?
workers.
Yeah, but my question is, and maybe that's true, but also, how many of them are just good at their jobs?
No. And that's another thing they're discovering, Chris, because you have to think about it. When these individuals come over with the H-1B visa and they get a job, that employer owns you. Because guess what? If you don't show up late and work, if you don't give me 100%, I'm not going to support your green card. And you can't bring your wife, you can't bring your
kids.
children, and you will not bring anybody over. You're damn right I'm going to work 20-hour days.
Yeah,
That
that's
person
true.
is supporting an entire family to bring them over. That's why you're seeing now people saying chain migration. Nobody knew this about the H-1B visas. They're not harder workers than Americans. They literally have a gun to their head. That's the only way they're getting in this country. So
Right.
they got the golden ticket if they got out of college and now they're part of that program.
It's more like a silver ticket, right? Because gold ticket would mean everything's great. Silver ticket's like, oh, there's a gun to my head, but at least I got the job.
But Chris, when you're coming from a country like India, which is not as progressive or clean or healthy or
Yeah.
less populated than the US,
It
it's
is
a
a golden
gold ticket.
ticket, yeah.
Even if you're working 20 hours a day, you are the golden child. And to some extent, my family experienced that too with the immigration, coming from countries like Germany that had huge inflation. They came to America, but nothing was handed to them. They had to work, find a job, and send that money home. This was the golden opportunity. And they were given nothing by the federal government. We're giving it to them. Like these employers are saying, you know what? Get rid of the Americans. Let's just bring them in droves. And it's enormous, the number of people between the colleges and these employers. And you could literally, I think I said it to you, you could see, like within months, they fired all the Americans and they brought in foreigners to replace them. Nobody, not advanced degrees, nobody with, now you got bodies in there that they're going to work their tails off, right?
Yeah.
But there are stories, and this is the other side of it, of American workers, especially young people, who get these jobs and they don't want to work. They don't want to go to the office. They don't want to put in the hours. So naturally it looks like, oh, I'm going to put, somebody from another country who appreciates it. But young people, and maybe it's not a good thing, they don't have that gun to their head. Their family isn't going to get deported or never come to this country if they don't work 20 hours a day. We have such an odd dichotomy going on in this country. It's a recipe for disease. It's not a good recipe for progression as a nation. And it starts with things like, what are people learning? How are they being educated? What are the expectations when they come out of school? And what is our government doing to help people get jobs? Are they doing it here? Or are they just bringing in cheap labor from other places?
Yeah. Huh. That was a lot to take in. That didn't feel like it, but that was literally, we just did an hour 20.
Oh, wow.
I still had some articles lined up, but I don't want to make this one too long.
Okay.
So.
Oh, we hit on a lot of things from this week.
This was like a big, we picked all hot topics, but we were kind of everywhere tonight. Next week, we're going to have to get back on the grind of keeping everything sectioned.
But I feel like I brought it all together.
Yeah.
I brought it all together.
You brought together, when you have 4 tornadoes and they come together to make one big tornado? That's kind of what that was.